Why ophthalmology is probably one of the most fun specialties in medicine. Let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome back. Zach here with Dr. Eyeball MD. Good to have you back. If you're new, I'm a first-year oculoplastics ASOPers fellow surgeon thing. And on the channel, we focus on everything about medicine, ophthalmology, residency, getting through life as a doctor without going crazy, that kind of stuff. Perfect. Okay, so in this video, I want to go over my top 4 reasons of why I think ophthalmology is probably one of the most fun and enjoyable specialties to actually do on a day-to-day basis. And I haven't done all the specialties, but I rotated through a lot and I've seen kind of this other side of things in terms of, lifestyles and happiness. I'm gonna tell you why ophthalmology is the best. All right, let's get into this. So just think about this from the reverse. If you were going to design the perfect specialty, how would you do it? What would you want it to actually have as part of it to make it enjoyable for you? Let's just go ahead and assume that sort of the base amount of money that you're making is enough to live on and be happy, and kind of put that aside as a huge factor, because in any specialty in medicine, you're gonna do fine in the greater scheme of things from a monetary standpoint. So if you were designing a specialty, what other things would you want in the specialty to make it fun? For me, I would want it to have some physical component where I could do something, it would cause a change, and then it would be a measurable difference. I would want to be able to do a lot of the things quickly and do them well, rather than doing one thing on a drawn out basis. It'd be nice if it were just a comfortable situation. If I wasn't dealing with really super high emotion, high stress situations, that would maybe be nice. If I could be kind of relaxed with what I'm doing. The people I was working with and the people I was working on as patients were just generally happy. If I could leave the job at a reasonable time, go home and have a life outside of it, that would also be nice. If those are some of the things that we wanted, let's see how ophthalmology lines up, but also get into the 4 things that I think are attributes of ophthalmology that make it one of the best specialties in medicine. First is that we get to use all the cool gadgets in medicine. It's super high-tech field. We use all the cool and latest gear. We use lasers, we use instruments to look at people's eyes that nobody else knows how to use. It's a very subspecialized physical exam, and so that part of it's really cool. And large, the gadgets kind of make it like a video game. When we're doing something like a YAG capsulotomy, cataract surgery, when patients build up a little film behind their lens implant, it's like a little video game. I'm actually shooting a laser into people's eyes and busting open these little capsules, and it feels like you're playing a video game. It's this kind of similar for PRP when we're photocoagulating people's retina with ischemic retinopathies and diabetic retinopathy and that kind of thing. It feels like a game. And then the surgeries, they're under a microscope, and it's on a little micro level. It feels kind of like you're playing a little game. I don't know. I like that part of it. It feels kind of neat, and it's kind of it kind of speaks to the kid in me, I think, because it's just fun to get to play with all these toys and gadgets. The second thing is that the surgeries are fast, they're fun, and they're comfortable. So I get to sit down, I get to do it in a relatively short amount of time. The surgeries themselves are fun. By and large, they're pretty regimented surgeries on what we're gonna do. It's not a lot of exploratory kind of unknown things. There's a little bit of that in oculoplastics, but less so in ophthalmology in general. And so it's kind of nice because I just sit down, I do a quick, fun surgery that's pre-planned, and typically low stress type surgeries. So unless you get really stressed with cataract surgery and that kind of thing, but by and large, the surgeries are fast, fun. You can do a lot of them, and you can get really good at them and become a very specialized type of surgeon. So that side of it's really cool. That's number 2, quick, fast, fun surgeries. Number 3 is, and this is one that I should have mentioned when we were designing the perfect specialty, is if it could be a specialty that was kind of just all the nerds that you grew up with, because most people in medicine are to some extent a nerd. And so if you had an even more nerdy subset of people within medicine that were just a small, close-knit group and a small subspecialty, that would be really nice. And I feel like ophthalmology is that, just because the programs that you train in are small. The biggest is, I think, my program with 9 people per year. So they're small, close-knit little groups of people. The specialty as a whole is a smaller subspecialty. I think the Medscape reports say it's 2% of all physicians are ophthalmologists or something. I could be wrong on that, but it's a very small subset of physicians are actually ophthalmologists. So kind of feeling like it's a small, close-knit little club is kind of a cool aspect of it. And because it has so many different subspecialties, there's a lot of internal referral type things, and you can kind of get to work with your friends in these group practices and things like that. So you don't have to go and be isolated. You don't have to be the lone hospitalist by yourself. it's cool because you can work in groups, you can hang out with people, you can structure your practice setup pretty much any way you want to do it. For me, someday I want to practice where my friends will work there, and I think that would be really cool. And so the fourth thing that I think makes ophthalmology one of the most fun specialties is that it's lifestyle friendly. You get to have a life outside of it, and anytime you're devoting the entirety of your life and your being to something, you're gonna enjoy it less. You're going to be less happy. If you're not happy with the other side of your life, you're gonna be less happy at work. So ophthalmology lets you go do a good job, do a lot of surgeries, treat a lot of patients, and do a lot of good work, but then it lets you leave at a reasonable time and not be living in the hospital typically, and you can go have this life outside of medicine, and that makes when you actually go work even more fun. Those are some of the reasons I think ophthalmology is probably one of the most enjoyable and fun specialties. It's diverse, it's broad, we have cool gadgets and toys, quick, fun, fast surgeries. We get to work with our friends in a small, close-knit little group. We get to have a life outside of it. It's just a nice little subset of medicine. So look into it further if you're thinking about doing it, or if you're regretting your prior decisions on what you picked in medicine. You can be jealous of the lifestyle of ophthalmologist. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I hope you guys liked that video. If you did, leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel. I'm Zach with Dr. Eyeball MD. I'll see you guys in the next one.